Now, here's another program that I recommend. It's called Solo Build It. Now, this is the very first training program that I took in 2010, and it taught me how to get free traffic, and I still use their methodology. This is actually the website platform I use to build this film school website, and that is how I got my first sale and how I got visitors to my website. You know, it's amazing just to write words, put them on the internet, and then have people come to your website out of nowhere. It's amazing. And that's the power of this, SEO and Google. So this training is Google-centered training. The idea is building a keyword-focused site to show up in Google's free search results. So this is SEO, search engine optimization. It's what someone types in, yoga for beginners, and you want your website to show up in the search results for yoga for beginners because you have a website about yoga. Or in my case, someone would type in NYU Film School and my website would show up on the first page. So this is SEO and Google. It's not really about social media marketing. It's not really YouTube, and it is competitive. SEO is much more competitive than it used to be. It's still doable, but it is competitive. And but these guys, they really do help people get results. Honestly, more results than I've ever seen from another similar program. So this is just a small, they have a page, I have a link there to all of their member sites that are ranked by Alexa as high-ranking websites. Now, Alexa is an interesting website. It was purchased by Amazon. They actually rank web traffic by like the Billboard charts. So the lower the number, the more traffic. For instance, Google is like ranked number 1. Okay. Facebook is 1 or 2. YouTube is like 3. So the lower the number, obviously the better. Now, for these websites to be at 86,000, 208,000, that's really good. These people are getting thousands of free visitors a day through their websites and through what they learned through Solo Build It. Now, the pros of, and by the way, we're going to come back to this in a second, but most websites, when you do this Alexa search, will be in the millions, just to give you an example, because you're like, oh, this is the 2 millionth most traffic website in the world. So when you get into these 100,000s, you're really ahead of the curve. So the pros of Solo Build It is there's a lot of pros to it, which is why I'm mentioning it. It's focused on monetizing. It's actually going to show you how to not only get traffic, but how to turn it into money, because there is that art to it that I mentioned. There's also a community of supported people, and the tutorials are really easy to follow. This was my first SEO training. Remember, I had no background in internet marketing. I didn't even know how to build a website. And these guys took very complex topics and made it accessible. It's also got a solid keyword research tool that's different from any others. And I still use it sometimes because they're very different than the other tools that are out there. It's also very cheap. It's $30 a month. Okay, compare that to college. It's not even comparable. It's absurd. $30 a month. I mean, come on, that's less than an internet. It's less than your cell phone bill. The only con about Solo Build It to me is their website builder. It's good for newbies, and Google actually really likes it, but it looks a little bit outdated and ugly to me, and that's the main flaw. Now, I did want to say I did not realize they actually have a WordPress option now, so they have an option to make their sites look a little more compelling. But one of the things I learned from Solo Build It that most people don't realize is that website design isn't the most important thing. It's all about content. So even if you have an ugly site or a site that doesn't look that flashy, people will still enjoy it. And that's what I found with my film school site. Didn't look that great, but it had great information, so I had a lot of fans. So I think that in this case, the pros outweigh the cons. So there's good information out there on the web, and there's also a lot of bad information and bad programs. Now, there's one site called Wealthy Affiliate that I do not like. Okay, I think I've heard some people say good things about it, but in general, I'm very suspicious because they don't have any examples and they have a lot of hype, and a lot of people make money just referring other people to sign up for it, which to me is a sign of something scammy. Solo Build It has data comparing their success versus Wealthy Affiliate. And again, they actually use that Alexa data, and they can quantify the fact that they have, whatever it is, this many 25 sites in the top 100,000, 50 or 60 sites in the top 200,000 over here. That is a lot of successful sites for any platform. And as you can see, compared to Wealthy Affiliate, there's obviously no comparison. There's just a lot less on Wealthy Affiliate from all the data. Now, the other thing about Wealthy Affiliate is I don't think the reviews are trustworthy because it's just people trying to get you to sign up so they can make a commission. The site itself is overwhelming. And because there's a free option, there's just a lot of pikers in these forums. There's people who are just looking for everything for free, and it's a very distracting, kind of desperate environment. I don't like it at all, personally, as you can tell. The other thing is their whole strategy is not something that I think is going to lead to long-term success. They want you to find small niches to target and monetize and build multiple sites just about making money. So like this guy has a site called footballsnackhelmets.com, and it's just designed to get the traffic from people who are looking for these very specific weird little things, football snack helmets, which is, for American football. So they make their website, SEO optimize it. Someone types in Buffalo Bills snack helmet. They click on this site. They click on the Amazon link, and then these guys make a little bit of a profit here, maybe. And on a thing like this, that's a few bucks. They're making 50 cents or something like that. It's to me, again, this is not how I made money. I think it leads to no focus and chasing money, and that's the exact thing that fucked me up when I started. So that's why I don't really like it. My experience. Passion is key because you're going to do a lot of work. Oh, I think I updated this slide from before, but it's worth repeating. What will maintain your interest? Because also people can sense your authenticity, and Google can as well. And authenticity leads to more sales and success. My course and my websites have been successful. People always write to me and they say, Seth, I can tell you genuinely want to help people. And they can tell. I'm not just, faking it or doing it just for the money. I actually enjoy the process of sharing my knowledge and helping people as well. So, here's another example. This kid made this website when he was 15. It was called Saxophone Guru. And he was a saxophone player, and he made a course on how to play saxophone, put it up on ClickBank, and sold it there. And I think that's just amazing. I think it's something that anybody who's 15 or 16 can do if you get creative with it. Now I'm going to move on to Authority Hacker. I don't know why I threw that in the middle there, but it's just, hey, you can never have enough inspiration. Authority Hacker is another good in-depth affiliate / niche site training. They've had a lot of success stories, and they have good information. Now, I haven't taken their training personally, but I've read their blog for years, and they provide solid in-depth information for free. So it's not just like Wealthy Affiliate where they're kind of just baiting you with the idea of passive income and then giving you a lot of, fluff. They're giving you in-depth stuff. Their paid training is more directed and also has a support community. It's focused on authority sites, focusing on one site that is quality versus lots of small ones. And that's very similar to Solo Build It as well. These guys just have their own approach and their own style. Now, the Authority Hacker system is their paid training, and it's more expensive than Solo Build It or my digital marketing course, but they also have real success stories. It's very in-depth, and what I recommend doing is go through their free information and basically see which resonates with you. Check out Solo Build It. They have a lot of free information. Check out Authority Hacker. They have a lot of free information, and see which one you like better. So I'm going to actually... before I go on. And yet obviously price point, I think Authority Hacker is like $1,000 one-time fee, and Site Build is $30 ongoing. But you may find different things about each one that you like compared to the other. So check it out and, draw your own conclusion, but they are both quality places to learn about this. Now, there's something else to consider is that Google is just one traffic source. And, it's such a powerful traffic source. That's why, as Solo Build It and Authority Hacker and other sites focus on it. But you've also got YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, LinkedIn, Twitter, Pinterest, Bing. I think it's funny that Facebook just sort of hurt itself and then bing, paid versus organic. So the appeal of Site Build It and Authority Hacker niche sites and Google is the idea of free traffic. And all platforms have the opportunity to get what they call organic or viral traffic. Now, this takes time and there's no guarantees. But it's obviously free traffic is something you just can't beat. However, paid traffic is faster, targeted, and it can be measured Of course, it does cost money, but if you want people to come to your website tomorrow, you can pay for traffic and get it, or today actually. Whereas doing it through search engine optimization takes time. So I just want you to explore various resources and options and passions and just be mindful like a Shaolin monk. By the way, the Shaolin monks are amazing. We've seen these guys doing these incredible physical feats like this dude that's walking around on his fingers. But you want to have your mind focused like on that. I don't mean focused like you're blocking everything. I want you to just start exploring this is the whole point. Start thinking about it. Because remember, you spent all this time in school studying nonsense. Now you're actually learning something practical, useful, and exciting. You just need to give yourself a chance to sort of let it, percolate. And I think I said this before. So I just want you to explore various resources, options, passions, and be mindful like a Shaolin monk. By the way, if you've never seen the Shaolin monk videos of these guys, they're amazing, like this guy walking on his fingers. But just be mindful. Remember, you spent the last 10 years, 15 years in school learning just nonsense, basically rotting your brain with a lot of stuff that has absolutely no practical application. Now, in a couple hours, you've just learned all this cool new possibilities and information, and you just want to give yourself a chance to let it seep in. Let yourself reflect. Let yourself imagine, explore, think. What will be possible? Check out all these options, and just be mindful as you do it. And then, as I said before, perfectionism equals poverty. So think about these things, but don't be frozen. Be excited with the possibilities. I repeated this because it's so important, especially after being in the school system for so long. We all get stuck creatively because we're afraid, oh, are we doing it wrong? Oh, I'm going to get an A or B. The fact that you're even thinking about this stuff, it means you're more inclined to be successful. Just be patient, have fun, explore, and again, don't put too much pressure on yourself to do it perfectly. So the next thing we're going to talk about is actually building the site. Now, I think everyone should know how to build a WordPress site because it's so easy to do. You can do it for your own portfolio, CV, your own web presence, and you can do it for your own business, like we just talked about, your own course website, your own affiliate website. And here's something else. You can charge people to make them websites. You can be a de facto web developer, even if you just learn how to do WordPress. Because I know that's how I've been paid thousands of dollars, because people say, oh, I need a website. I can build you a website. I'll just put in a WordPress website. They don't know that I'm not spending hours coding it manually. And that's what you're going to learn to do here. And there's also, as I said, in the digital age, when people are going to Google your name, it's really amazing if your own portfolio website will show up as #1 in the search results. That's a really powerful thing. So in the next video, let's talk about building a site, and I'll see you there.